Hi, I'm Dr. Dexter Russell. I'm here to continue the discussion on obesity and weight management. Earlier we talked about some specific reasons why people are overweight or obese, and we're going to continue along that line. The first topic I want to talk about is excess calories in the form of fats, in the form of sugars, carbohydrates, and how these are converted into fat. Now, when you take in more calories than you expend in physical activity, the excess calories are stored in the body for future use. However, if you continue to eat, those excess calories are just being stored on top of one another, and before you know it, you are taking in far more than your level of activity. And this is where many people often run into problems. There are other specific reasons that will contribute to obesity and being overweight, such as your liver metabolism, how quickly and how efficiently the liver processes the foods you're taking into your body. There's a direct relationship between liver metabolism and fat storage. Nutrient deficiencies. During the 19th century, we learned a lot about vitamins and minerals. We learned how much we needed, and we also learned about the deficiencies or disease that are caused due to a lack of these vitamins in our diet. We do supplementation to address those deficiencies. However, if you are not supplementing with certain minerals and vitamins, regardless of how much food you are taking in, it's likely that your metabolism is affected, the reactions in your body are also affected, and being overweight in the form of excess calorie storage can emanate from that. Food allergies and food reactions, sensitivity to foods, also affect our relationship to foods. There's some foods that we're sensitive to. We either don't eat too much of it, or lack of not having certain vitamins and minerals because we don't eat a broad spectrum of foods can also lead to deficiencies and at the same time reactions in terms of sensitivity to these foods. And another specific reason that we don't often see in this country, but there are instances where parasites in the gut can affect the way food is processed and how we eliminate foods that are either too fat, foods that don't have enough nutrients in them. And these parasites actually survive on the food that you're taking in, and this will have a direct impact in your health regarding the foods that you're consuming. The specific items that I'm pointing out now are not only limited to the foods that you select and that becomes part of your diet, also how your body reacts to it. For instance, insulin insensitivity. Insulin is the hormone that is produced by the body to process carbohydrates and sugar. And if you don't produce enough, there's a condition called diabetes that will become a part of your health issues regarding being overweight and being diabetic. Your emotions also is related to how you eat, the times of days you eat, and how much. Overeating is a huge problem because for many people, the mechanism that signals to the brain that they've had enough to eat is either not working or is not working to the extent it ought to. And therefore, most people are not aware that they have passed the point where they've had enough to eat. So that's another specific issue that contributes to being overweight. You've heard of the fat body self-image that can go in either direction. There are people who, and there are certain ethnic groups where being overweight is not considered a negative, and so the self-image that one has regarding how they look and how they feel is directly related to whether they fall into the category of being obese or just being overweight. There are other physiological functions such as your thyroid. If there's low thyroid activity, that can also contribute to obesity and having excess weight on the body. And last but not least, one that we don't like to talk much about, but it's activity levels. If you are sedentary, meaning you're not moving about, if you eat and you don't expend enough energy to offset how many calories you're taking in, over time you will store those excess calories in the form of fat. And given enough weeks, months, or years, you can gradually become obese or overweight without realizing what's going on.